Okay, so hello everyone. Today from the MageCloud, it's Paul here, and I want to present TLR as a community lead from Stamped. Basically, the reason why I want to bring Stamped on board here is, we were working with a different review system, with the different loyalty programs, and I find about Stamped like not so long time ago, and what inspires me is that they really have a good loyalty program, very easy like for the integration, and they also have SMS stuff like a reminder. They have amazing multi-channel to pick up reviews on the different messengers, etc. So that's why I want to kind of bring them on board, share what they have, and see how can we utilize that for all of our e-commerce projects. So Tiala, welcome. Be our guest. Go ahead, feel free to share your screen. Tell us a little bit more about, like, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more what you guys can do for everyone here.
Awesome. Well, so nice to meet all of you here. My name is Tila Beischer. I'm the community lead at Stamped. I have been here about 4 months. So I'm new to Stamped, but not new to the tech world and not new to this world of value management. I worked as customer success manager and in marketing before, and I'm really excited to be on board with Stamped. I think we're a product that really has a lot of opportunity in this space. So I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see it?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So what is Stamped? Stamped is the brand credibility platform for e-commerce. And we help brands like yourselves to build trust and give customers a voice with reviews and loyalty. We are partners in your brand journey, and we want to give you scalable products that have reliable customer support. Our platform connects really well with the tools that you already use and is really quick and easy to set up. What I love about it the most is you can use the out-of-box solutions and you can customize if you want to. And because it's so easy to use for you and for your customers, it's kind of a set it and forget it. So you have things that are probably need more attention than moderating through reviews or moderating a loyalty program, and that's your opportunity to kind of do that. A little bit more about us, I'll share about our history. We were founded in 2016 as a Shopify reviews app. So we were just reviews and ratings just on Shopify, and we found a lot of success there and actually had a lot of asks to build a loyalty and rewards product. So we launched that in 2019. And then in 2021, we were acquired by eCommerce and started building integrations with many other e-commerce platforms. So we started with Shopify. Now we're on BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento, WordPress, lots of different ways. So wherever you're running your e-commerce shop, you can integrate Stamped, and you would just find us in the App Store. Our team is around 60 people now and growing by the week. There's 2 or 3 new people joining every week. So we really are building a presence. And our overall goal for 2022 is to move away from being an app and to move to being kind of this standalone brand for brand credibility building. And we're going to do that by focusing on our integrations and by focusing on improving the product that we're already focusing on or that we're already offering. So that's our 2022 focus. I'll chat a little bit about our differentiators. I think that's really important for you to know when you're thinking about what you're going to use as your reviews and loyalty product. There's a lot of competitors in the space. You're probably seeing that there are like out-of-the-box review solutions in your e-commerce platform. And this is why you would want to use Stamped. It's that we are specialists in reviews and loyalty. This is our bread and butter. It's what we're experts at. And we do have the ability to grow with your brand. So we have a free forever option, and we have an enterprise option, and everything in between. So we have different products that you can use based on how big that your brand is, based on your needs at the time. We connect really well with all of your different tools. So all of those different e-com platforms, all of your comms tools, your help desk, however you're interacting with your customers, we can often integrate with them, and we do have API functionality too. We're really easy to use. One of the things that I hear the most is that our review request emails, they're actually embedded within the form, or they're embedded within the email that you send to your customer. So your customer doesn't even need to click on a link to submit the review. They can just do it in their email. It makes it quicker for them and easier. We're also partners in your brand. We hear a lot of issues with our competitors' support team, and we pride ourselves in having an amazing support team, a great customer team that you can reach out to. We have 24/7 availability because we are global, so you can reach out at any time and you can get support from us. Quick and easy setup and install, really fair and transparent pricing. I'll walk you through the pricing page at the end of our time together. And then we have flexible reporting and intelligent analytics. Knowing that integrations are important, I want to start there and dive a little bit deeper into the tools that we integrate with. So this is a screenshot of some of our most popular ones, but I will share the link to our integrations pages and our directory with Paul that he can send in the follow-up email, so you can access that. I would say that right now, kind of our most popular tools, about 90% of our customers are using Klaviyo or OmniSend for their comms, and we do interact, or we integrate directly with those. We also have a Facebook Messenger review request. If you are looking for omni-channel requests, you want to send out your product review asks on Facebook, because that's where people are. You can do that through Stamped. And then the other thing that we often see are people looking at social selling. So I want to use my Instagram account and repost user-generated content. We have an integration with that too. Last one that I'll call out here is help desk ticketing. That's a big question with reviews. What happens when someone leaves a 1-star, maybe a nasty review, something that I want to respond to? With our help desk integration, so say you work with Gorgeous, when someone submits a negative review, it automatically opens a ticket so you can respond to it and address the challenges. Any questions about these integrations before we move on? Nope. Okay. I'll start chatting about the reviews product then, because it's kind of like the entry point into brand credibility. If you think about that as a concept, it's how are people talking about my brand online and how are they promoting the brand? So reviews are really where we start. We know that these are no longer an option. They're now mandatory for online sales. A product with a review listed on the website or on the page is 350% more likely to sell than one without. And that's just one review on the page. So having multiple and having many displayed makes it a lot more likely that you're able to sell those products. I think the other stat to keep in mind about reviews is that 48% of all online shopping starts in a search engine. So making sure that everything is Google optimized is key. I think that's more than 48%. I think that's pretty low. I would guess that it's higher. And that's really why we built Stamped. So we want to give you the opportunity to take something that is business critical, like having social proof, and then to optimize it and turn it into something that is revenue generating. And with the Stamped product and site reviews, you can really gather higher quality reviews, more of them, and display them more effectively. We have a unique embedded email tool. So what I told you about how the review submitting form is embedded within the email, what we find is that when you're using that compared to one of our competitors, and we've heard this from people who switched over to our product, that you'll have a higher percentage of people actually responding to that review request because it's lighter for them. There's not as much of a cognitive load. They're more likely to complete the action. We also have smart tech in place. So let me give you an example of that. Say you are sending out a review request and you are a fashion or apparel business. We can actually suggest using some AI learning different words for people to embed within their reviews. So they'll be typing and they'll say something like this fit and it will say well or something, or this clothing did XYZ. It suggests at the top for them so that they're really using words that are searchable. And then the features within that. So there's the review request email is kind of the core of the product. So I sell someone a product and then X days after I do that, they receive an email from me asking me to review it. You can also send that as an SMS, and you can send that as a Facebook Messenger request too, so you can meet people where they're at. And then within that review request, you have a little bit of functionality. So you can customize what the content is. How are you wording it? You can put your logo in it. You can brand it to your colors. And you can also embed things that we call custom forms. So that's really handy for something like, what size do you wear? What color did you order? People can share a little bit of information about themselves. And then you're able to sort, okay, for everyone who wore a size medium, what were their reviews for the site or for the product? The other thing that we have is that smart tech that I mentioned. And then we do have an overview dashboard. That's what is pictured here. I think there's kind of no point in launching a new strategy unless you know how to measure it and prove that it is performing for your business. So that's where that overview dashboard comes in place, and we'll dig into that and go through a good bit of a demo. All right, I want to highlight a couple other features that are kind of aligned with some trends that we're seeing. So we already talked a little bit about SMS. I'm noticing that almost every single new customer that we have coming in is asking about SMS. So it is something that we focus on. It's included in all of our plans. The differentiation is how many SMS review requests that you can send. So we'll go over that when we look at pricing. And I really recently heard about a skincare brand. I was listening to a podcast. They only do SMS marketing. And so all of their review requests are going through that. So you can really strategically tailor it based on how your customers want to communicate with you. The other one is a focus on Google search. And I think this is important to call out. We just launched this earlier this year. So for years, we've been SEO optimized. So all of your review requests, when people search, they can see them pop up in Google. But we launched an integration with Google Seller and Google Product Ratings. And this has been really important for existing customers and for our new customers. The Google Seller Rating takes your NPS score from Stamped. So your site review, your brand review, and it will display right below your name on Google. So whenever someone searches MageCloud, it would show the rating right below. And then the Google product reviews, whenever someone searches for a product that you sell, they will see all of your stamped reviews syndicated and pushed there with the star rating too. So you're demonstrating social proof while someone is still in that very first step of the shopping journey or of their consumer journey. They're just seeing it on Google in that first result. So a really important one. Now, we chatted a little bit about social selling, but the last thing that I want to talk about is personalized automation. We have liquid variables. We have ways to change the language. That's really important when we think about a loyalty program, as we want to be building relationships as opposed to feeling like some mass marketing, right? And it's a really good way to scale your business processes without having to maintain that one-to-one work. An example of this is I'm working with a company right now. They're PF Candle Co. You may have heard of them. They sell candles and they're based out of LA. And their brand has been growing substantially over the past couple of years. We've seen the home fragrance industry increase by 30%. And they found that they were manually reviewing every single review that someone sent in. So they were manually going through them and approving or requesting them. And their reason for switching to Stamp was that they had a backlog of about a week of that. And their customer care team was spending 2 to 3 full days per week just looking at reviews. So being able to automate that while still using the liquid variables so people feel like it is really personal allowed them to get 2 to 3 full business days back from that work of that team. And they could invest that in areas that are generating direct revenue. So that was a really valuable reason for them to switch to Stamped. Awesome. And what I'm going to do now, before we move into talking about loyalty, I want to show you what the reviews look like on a demo page. I see there is a question in the chat before I do that. Daniel, where do the AI suggested search terms come from? Are they pulled from Google Analytics suggested keywords or a targeted keyword list? It's a targeted keyword list based on the other reviews that other folks have left. Okay, so I'm just going to stop my sharing here and then share a different window. Perfect. What about multi-language? We do offer multi-language. Yeah. Okay. All right, we can see my screen again. This is our demo store. So you're able to see really what reviews would look like on your site. So you can see we have the store here, Lauren's Wear, and you have the ability to call out a separate reviews page. I really love this. So we could see all of the reviews that are left for the brand as a whole, and you can see how many have been left. You can see what the product is, who has left it, what is the rating. And then you're also able to display the reviews on the product itself. So say I wanted to see what are the reviews for this sweatshirt. I would see them listed here. And there's actually none on this one. That was probably not the best one for me to choose. Let's find one that actually has some reviews on it. Perfect. So we'll go to this jumper here. You can see at the very top, I can see 5 customers have left a review. And then when I scroll down, I can actually see, okay, the average review star is 4.8. I can see how many people were rating it, 5 or 4. And then I can read the full content of the reviews up here. Remember how I mentioned those custom forms in the review email? So say I ask people what color they bought, I can actually sort it by different colors. And that's really handy if your customers like to read a lot of different types of reviews before they will purchase, which I think most people do. They can filter it for them. And then you can also see that users or your customers are able to submit user-generated content. So here we have Jessica P wrote their review, rated it, and also submitted content. So someone could see an image of that. That's so valuable for you. Essentially, that is a picture that you didn't have to take of your products, and people can actually see what they look like on different models in different settings too. What I really like about this is that we also offer a respond feature. So sometimes questions that we get asked are, okay, someone left a less than glowing review. They gave us a 3-star. Can I respond to it on the page to show that I'm listening and transparency? Yes, you can respond to the 5-star ones. You can respond to the 3-star ones. They are really great for that. How do video reviews appear? They would show up the same. So if someone had left a video review, you could click on it here and then click on the video, just like you would the image. The other thing that you're able to do with this user-generated content when someone shares it is you have the option to push it to your social channels too. So say you are running an Instagram account and you want to have regular content that is user-generated, you can take this and through our product through the back end, I'll show you how in a little bit once we get into the dashboard area, actually push it through to your social channels. And we do have a banners function too, so you can even put the average review over top of it. Awesome. So that's what reviews looks like on the site. I think that it is really nice how you can call it out for the products. You can have the review page too. And then there is a widget that you can set up too. We don't have the widget installed on the demo right now, but similar to how we would have this welcome one here, you can imagine that would say leave a review too. So you have the option to capture them in multiple places. Any questions about the review demo before we look at the dashboard?
I have a question. Is there any way for me, like a lot of my clients, they're asking, is there a way for me to filter negative reviews from the public?
Yeah. So you can set up automation that anything that is a 1-star does not get published and you need to manually review it. And you could do that as a 2-star. We'll often recommend anything that people are rating 1 or 2 stars. You and your team are going to review it and remove it or decide to approve it.
Okay. The second question specifically, let's say this page, we have a widget with the reviews, but let's imagine if I will have the product without any reviews, would you still be generating a product schema in the widget or no? Maybe let me just rephrase. A lot of other review systems, when I embed product review in Magento, let's say, and then the second review widget generate another product schema. And what we often see is that when there's 2 schemas on the page, Google actually, like, there is no guarantee for you that Google will merge them correctly. It's always nice to have 1 schema on the page. So I wonder if this page that you're showing right now, if it will contain 1 single product review, and how that would be if that would be the page without any like real reviews, like a product schema.
Yeah. So regardless of where the review comes from, so if it's coming from the widget or from the email or from the messenger, it is all put into the same backend data and then displayed in the different ways. So this isn't necessarily what we're pulling the review from for Google. We're actually pulling it from your list of reviews that you have in the dashboard itself. And I've just opened up the stamp dashboard.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
I also have a question. So you're looking at predominantly here product reviews. So for our business instance, we use Trustpilot, which is well known in the UK as a company review. It has the ability to have a module for product reviews. Do you do is yours a standalone product review service, or do you also do the two different, so company as a whole, feedback on like the service they've received, and then product reviews?
Yeah, we do both. So we call that NPS or site reviews, and you can do both of them through Stamped.
And if we were using, like, for example, we've had Trustpilot for some time and we've got quite a number, with they don't, I'm guessing they don't merge. You're starting from scratch and building that database of both company and product reviews again if you were to switch over.
Such an important question, Melanie. I'm glad you asked that one. You can import all of your review data to Stamped. So what it will ask you to export your data into a CSV, and we'll tell you what the headers need to be. Whatever tool that you're using will have an export function. And then you would just import it with our process. Our customer advocate team would kind of just walk you through. It's about 4 clicks. It should take about 10 minutes. And then all of your data will populate. You can do site reviews, so like those NPS reviews or like the general company reviews you were talking about, and product reviews too.
Okay, fantastic. I did have another question that's just slipped my mind a second. If it comes back, I will ask again. Oh, no, I do remember. So in addition, so Trustpilot is a standalone. Obviously, then we have Google reviews, which are like Google company reviews on your business page.
Yep.
At the moment, again, it's a thing for us in, rather than managing things separately, is there any way within the emails that we send out, putting a QR or embedding to try, number one, we want to get the stamped, if we're switching over, or in the current place, Trustpilot review, but then we say, in addition, instead of sending out 2 communications, we try to encourage them to also leave a Google business review, because sometimes if people Google our business name, the first thing that's going to come up is our location and that Google representation of our business. Yeah.
Our Google integration would solve for that. So you could just send one and ask for the review of your company, and then you can push it to Google. I did see a question in the chat asking if Google ones are pushed to Stamp. No, they're not. It's just the one way. So any Stamp review can be pushed to Google. Any Google review is not pushed back to Stamp.
That's great though, because at the moment we can't push from our system to Google, and it's predominantly done not from Google. So that would help.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier, right? And if you think about, again, that like ease for the customer function is if they just have to do one, then they're more likely to do it than to do 2.
100%. And the contact that they're getting is the after sale purchase email from us direct anyway, not Google. So it works that way. All right, thank you.
Can you show, if you have somewhere like the sample of the email that you are sending? Is there any?
Yeah, so let me show what it looks like here. I'm just gonna pause my screen share and pull that up. Settings, just a little bit slow when I'm screen sharing. Okay. So here is what it would look like in the Stamped dashboard. So we call this the dashboard. It's where you would set up everything in Stamped. And this is where you would customize what the emails look like. So first thing, you can set up a sequence and you can decide what the timing is. That's really important. You all sell different types of products. You have different types of companies. If it takes a month for a product to get shipped to someone, we don't want to send the review request the next day, right? Because then someone's response is, I don't have the product yet. If it's something where you want to allow them to experience the product for a while before they write the review, you can set the timing for longer. If it's a digital product and you emailed it to them immediately after the purchase, then you can obviously set it for shorter. That's the frequency too. You can resend a review request. So if someone doesn't submit it, maybe a week later, you send them another email. And this is what the email itself would look like. So you can customize your logo. You can add for stars, the title of review. How was your overall experience? There's also the option, this isn't displayed here, but we could turn it on to allow for user-generated content. So submit a photo if you want to. And you can include multiple products too. So if someone ordered 5 different items, you can include multiple SKUs within the email to ask for multiple different reviews.
Can you click on that photos and videos section right there on the left?
Yeah. Over here?
Nope, you were just over it in the middle.
Oh, right here. Sorry, my screen is covering it up here. Photos and videos, yeah. So this is where you would enable that. So photo upload. I really like this function too. You can consider if you want to, you can watermark the photos too, so that they're not used for anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where you customize the photo and videos. You can add those custom forms in too. So maybe I want to add a custom form and I want to ask them what size do they wear? I want to know, where do you live? Like, what country do you live in? What's their age demographic? So that when people are looking at this area on the site, they can filter, okay, what color did this other person wear? What's the fact that they shared? This is a pretty funny little demo account, but you could think about it being a little bit more practical there. And then you can also think about notifications. So if you want to receive a notification email when a review is received, you can choose which email that it is sent to. Some people will send this to a customer engagement email. Some people will turn this off and just use the dashboard, the workflow, and they can look at this queue area. So this is where they can see different review requests that might be pending. Paul, you asked earlier if people can set up automation to prevent 1-star ones being shared automatically. This is where they would show up. Review requests, I can look at it and decide if I want to send it or not. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this email, in this sequence of the emails, is there any way to set this, like send an email if the guy did not reply, like send him a messenger invite, something like that? Is it possible or not?
Yes. Yeah. So you can customize what that sequence looks like.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I will leave our help team to be the one to demo that if someone's interested in it, because it gets a little bit more technical for the setup of that rather than just the email. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Question, is the review section an embedded iframe if you're using something like WordPress? Yes. Yeah. It's just embedded in whatever tool that you're using. Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. So I think we got all of the questions tackled there. I'm going to tour you through a couple other areas here for you to keep in mind. So we can moderate reviews if you want to. Hate it, we don't want to publish this one. I can archive it if I want to. I can see everything that's been published, unpublished, everything that's been archived. And if something has been flagged, say you have someone on your customer support team owning this, approving or rejecting things, and they can flag it, you can hop in and just check the flagged ones. You can also look at the Net Promoter scores that have been submitted. We don't have any set up with this demo account, but you can imagine that we'd be able to read them just like the product reviews. And there's also a function to ask questions, community questions and answer. A really good example of this, one that many people know how this would function is, you know how on Amazon you can ask a question and someone else can answer it? This is what that tool functions. It's the exact same thing. Visual UGC, this is where you would see photos and videos that have been submitted. And this is where you could download them or pull them off if you wanted to. So you can reject and approve, and then you can download them, put them forward to your social accounts. And Instagram, this is where if someone has tagged your business, so you can set it up if they've tagged me, mentioned me, or used me as a hashtag, then you'll see the content that they've tagged here. I think that's pretty easy for you. I'm sure that right now you might be looking through that manually or doing tag management. This just pulls it all into the one place. So then you could pull off that user-generated content and put it up on your stories or turn it into some type of marketing material. Awesome. Those are reviews. Any questions about them before we chat a little bit more about loyalty?
I can see this one on the left, which is the products, which it says as new. Is it like a product feed? So basically, in theory, you are saying that I can even embed specific products into the review email.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Kind of upsell based on, hey, if you bought this one, just like, okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
And That's a really nice too thing. If we think about like we want to use Stamp to optimize our business processes and start using it to generate revenue, this is one of those ways to do that, right? It's in the email, and the review request email lets embed another product for them to potentially purchase.
I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
You'd mentioned about some third-party tools that you integrate with, or like web CMS platforms.
Yep.
What about third-party systems? So, for example, AI recommendations or category merchandising, where they might then promote products based on the number of reviews. Do they integrate with third parties like systems for things like that?
I'll send you the partner integration links afterwards, and you can look through and see if any of the ones that you're thinking of are. We integrate with, for example, I see there's a question about syndication with Walmart. We do have a partnership with Bazaar Voice, who will do things like that. So do that recommendation and put you in different marketplaces. So my answer to you, Melanie, is maybe, and I will send you the list and you can review and see if the one that you're looking for is there.
Okay, no problem. If it's not the case, do you ever do custom code or like a little bit of custom work if the work was required to make it work with a third-party system?
We do have an API. Right now, it is pretty back-end intensive. So we'd probably want to chat about that with you for your goals, and we'd let our sales team kind of take that conversation.
No problem, thank you.
Yeah, I would say we've done it in the past. It kind of depends on what the solution is and depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Awesome.
Thank you.
One more question that leads us perfectly to our next place. Can the loyalty program encourage video or photo reviews? Yes. So if we're thinking about loyalty and Stamped and really how it will optimize your program, hold on one sec, my slide deck has disappeared. Go. Our goal with loyalty is that it's not just a standalone product, which you can use it, but that it does have full integration with reviews. So a loyalty program can be, I am building a referral program and I'm going to share everyone, all of my customers get a custom referral code. They can share it out with their friends and their families. They get $10 and then this new customer gets $10 off. It can also be a points program. So when someone shares a review, they get 50 points. When someone makes a purchase, they get 10 points. And then they're able to use or spend those points on discounts, on special events, on custom activities. It can also be a VIP program. So I have 4% of my customers who spend over $1,000 a month. I want to give them some special discount so that they feel incentivized to continue that purchasing behavior. And really our goal with loyalty is that you are tackling retention, that you're increasing your customer average order value, and that you're increasing your customer lifetime value. We want you to be able to find those new customers with reviews, with ratings, with that Google integration, and then to keep them with loyalty. It's kind of our vision for how the products work together. And so for the Stamped review product, we have a couple key functions that the way that it works is that people are able to register for it through a branded loyalty page or a widget. We can also call it a launcher. So you would integrate it with your storefront, and then people can register to join the program. And then once they register, they start earning and redeeming points. They have different VIP tiers that they can join, and then they have that referral page too. Within that program, there is a couple different ways that you can set things up for, okay, I know that I want to incentivize my customers to do X, Y, Z. We give you a lot of flexibility for what you're rewarding for. So you might be rewarding for purchases. You might be rewarding for leaving a photo or a video review. You might be rewarding for someone's birthday, just different ways to build engagement. With that points program, what we'll often coach people to do is to think about your overall revenue and how much you want those points to be worth. So what you don't want is that you're giving away more points as a discount than you are earning from the sale, right? So where we'll often find that people start is they're thinking a rule of thumb of 1 point earned for every $1 spent. And then every time that they spend 10 points, they can earn back $1. And we call this a cash back amount. It's about 10% of the original amount. So you could think about, I'm discounting about 10% when someone spends their points with me. If you have a higher or a smaller average order value, I would encourage you to think about either increasing or decreasing that. It just depends on what your margins are like and the risk that you're wanting to take with the percentage of profit that you're earning from the sale versus the incentivization to the customer or the reward to the customer. The other piece around VIP tiers is really impactful. We've been working with a company called Tony Ray Tattoos, and they sell custom temporary tattoos for kids. It's adorable. You should look it up. But their VIP tiers actually reward customers as soon as they've made 3 purchases, they join a VIP. And they found that people that are in those VIP tiers are actually spending about 230% more on average than any of their other customers. So it's a way to take, okay, I already have this customer base that's really engaged. How do I A, maintain them, and B, get them to spend even more or to be even more loyal customers? And you can create those VIP tiers to look like, okay, someone spent 200 with me last month. Let's put them in tier 1, 300 the next month, tier 2. You can design what that looks like. And then you can increase their rewards. So maybe they have accelerated points earnings. Maybe they have free shipping. Maybe they have percentage discounts or fixed amount discounts. You can really customize what those tiers look like and what the rewards are looking like. The next piece that our loyalty program offers is a points expiration. This is a question that we get asked a lot about is, can I set my points to expire? If you're someone like a consumer goods business and you're selling maybe food or vitamin, and ideally people are repurchasing those things fairly frequently. So you could have the points expire within a year to encourage people to use them and to make more purchases. If you are selling a computer, for example, or a piece of furniture, people probably aren't repurchasing that one multiple times a year. So you would set the point expiration period for longer. Awesome. And then rewarding for reviews, I think, is one of the best ways to pull the 2 products together and to increase your reviews. You could give 50 points for leaving a review, 200 points for one with a photo, 300 for one with a video. And then that just incentivizes people to become more engaged with your brand. And then next we have kind of that engagement feedback loop. That's exactly that incentivization. It's, okay, I want to reward for review to boost it. Once someone's in my loyalty program, they're more likely to leave a review. Once someone leaves a review, they're more likely to join my loyalty program. And then you have a whole community of brand advocates that are speaking about you positively, that are sharing reviews, creating pictures, creating materials for you, and just becoming really tied with your brand. Overall, it should reduce, not boost your CAQ, as I have on this slide. It should reduce your cost of acquisition, boost your AOV and your retention rates, and hopefully to increase your market visibility too. Customers really prefer shopping with brands who have loyalty programs, so implementing one is a really powerful way to do that. All right, and then before we move into pricing, I'm going to show you the loyalty program tool. I know we're running up on time a little bit, so I'll zip on through this and we can answer all the questions that you have. Perfect. All right. So let's start actually in the website in the demo so you can see what it looks like. So if I were a customer and I wanted to join the loyalty program, there's a launcher right here that you can embed to the site. I can click on Start Here, sign up. I can learn what do I earn points for, and I can also see how would I redeem my points. So you can think of it, all of the information that a customer might need about participating in the program is right here for them. You're not making them reach out and ask you a question. They can find it themselves. They can self-serve and decide. You can even see that referral program. We do have a rewards page that you can build too. So all of that information just on a landing page. This is really useful to embed in any comms that you're sending out about it. Go here to register. And then you can just say, here's what you can earn. All of this too, I will point out, this is our template out of the box. So we didn't put any special branding on this. We didn't design anything special for this. We wanted to show you what you could accomplish just by installing Stamped and setting things up and how easy that could be for you. And you can see that we have our VIP. So look here, we have our basic folks. They earn 2 times points per dollar spent. Mid-tier, they're able to earn 2 times points and to have a lookbook emailed to them. And then top tier, we have 3 time points for every dollar spent. A really good example of a loyalty program that I would encourage you to check out, they're called Baltic Born. Oh, sorry, my computer just froze. There we go. Am I back? Paul was concerned about his Wi-Fi cutting out, but it turns out it's my Wi-Fi that cut out. Perfect. So I'm just going to show you them. They have an amazing rewards page that you could look at for inspiration. So they're a clothing brand based out of the States, and they have their rewards. Let's see. I used to have it down here. I'll just type it in here. Baltic Born Rewards. There we go. This is an example of one with more customization. So they are using our enterprise plan. I showed you what does the basic out of the box solution look like. This is what does the customized solution look like once you get your devs in here doing some custom coding and designing. You can see they have different colors, their images and their little logos look different, and it just really matches and streamlines with their brand directly. So 2 different examples for you to look through. In the chat, can you use points for sweepstakes and contests? Yes, you can. Simon asks, we're still designing our program and have no experience. Any resources to help craft a better rewards program? Yes, we just launched a blog post on this recently, and we have a couple of recorded webinars. So I'll share those with Paul that he can send in the follow-up so that you have full access to that. I'll also say that our pro plans and above have a onboarding manager. So someone who will walk you through for the first 30 days of setup, and then also a customer success manager available to you. So if you're looking for some more of that strategic support and you're at the point where you're wanting to spend a little bit more on that, that's one way that we can really support you with that. Otherwise, we have amazing self-service resources on it and a really great customer advocate team. Perfect. So any questions on the demo page before we look at the dashboard end of loyalty and rewards?
Seems to be good. If you can walk around this dashboard, then
awesome. Perfect. So first thing that you're going to see, what's new in your loyalty and reward program in the last 30 days. How many customers joined? How many revenue have you earned? This is just a demo one, so we don't have any revenue tied to it. And how many people interacted with the launcher? So how many people clicked on this, on that homepage? Remember, we saw the little button here. You can kind of measure its success that way. You can also see all of the customers. So who are my customers? Who signed up? How many points do they have? If you want to give someone extra points, you can do that too. And then we offer analytics too. So how is my loyalty program performing? In terms of setting everything up, under the settings area, we are able to change that branding, to set up the launcher, to set up the emails. We're able to also set up the points. So you can design okay, I want 250 points for signing up for an account. I want to make a purchase. I want to celebrate a birthday. You can add these new rules in and you see that we have templates in place. So we wanted to make it easier for you. What are the ones that we most commonly see used? You can add them in as a rule and then decide upon the points that are used. Perfect. And then you can choose also the rewards. So how do we reward people? What are we applying to them? Under this referrals area, we have a very simple and straightforward referrals option. This is where you can opt to give your customers a fixed amount discount. So you can reward your customers who reward their friends, or you can reward friends with a higher discount. You can use either of these. These are unique to the customer and they can do what they want with them. So what I mean by that is that if a customer has if they're an influencer and they post that referral code on their page, then whoever shops using that code will get that discount and the influencer would get the $5 towards and the person shopping would get the $5 off. So really flexible in that way. And then the VIP tier, super easy. You decide how people land in this. So what do they have to spend to end up being in them? You can name the VIP tiers and then you're able to also edit it and decide what do they earn. So see, we have that tier entry. For the middle one, they get a $200 off coupon, they get a bonus 3,000 points, and they get forever free shipping once they hit this. So Super easy for you to set up, customize, design based on your customers. And I know that sometimes these three together can feel like a lot. It can feel like a big project. I just don't have that many customers. I'd like to start lighter. See, a lot of people start with referrals, then add on points, and then move to VIP. That keeps it light on your team, and it means that you're not launching a giant program for your customers to digest and understand right away. You can build on it over time as you're proving value. Awesome. Those are the ins and outs. The loyalty program is a little bit easier on the dashboard side than the reviews program in terms of setup. So with our last bit of time, I want to walk you through some of Stamp's pricing so you can really see that and understand how you can get started. And then we'll just leave the last 10 minutes for questions. Perfect. So here we are on stamp.io. This is our pricing page, and we price based on reviews and ratings, loyalty and rewards, and then full suite, which is the two products together. Reviews and ratings, we start with a free plan, which has a limited availability to features, but it is still enough if you're a small business and you're just wanting to get started and see what it's like. The free plan is forever free. So you can use that for free for as long as you need until you need to upgrade. And then we have different tiers with different functionality based on what you need for your business. So a couple questions about the video reviews. Those are included in our business account, so $100 a month and above. If you want to connect to different integrations, that's all listed here. We list everything that is included in here so that you're not finding that there's a feature that you thought you had that you don't have. It's all here for you, all the information. And then we have the loyalty and rewards, so we can break it out. There's also a free plan, a forever free plan for loyalty and rewards. And then you can see based on your business, what should I be asking for? And full suite. So the two together, you really want to optimize that brand credibility structure. This is where you would set that up. In terms of implementing that, some people launch both at once. Some people will do reviews and then loyalty. It really depends on what your strategy is. And for you today, you can go to stamp.io and click on create free account and get started today. It's that easy. Remember, the account is forever free. There's no hidden fees. There's no credit card required. Once you're ready to upgrade and start using some of those other features that we saw listed, we can work with you and partner with you on that. Those are the ins and outs of Stamped. We ran a little bit long. I thought we'd get through in about 30 minutes. Paul, sorry about that.
That's all fine. That's the benefits of the round table. Yeah. So like I engage, then everyone go ahead, ask specific question, and
I have one more question. So every time I ask my dev on Paul's team about a new feature or tool I want, we start worrying about slowing down the page speed. So the Google page speed. So every time we add some new widget, our Google page speed takes a hit. How do you guys combat that?
It's a good question, Jay. I like that you asked that too, because it's important, right? It depends a lot on your environment. The majority of people have no issues with adding Stamped. It doesn't slow things down at all, but there's always those outliers. So if you're concerned about it, we can always set up a conversation. We can start a thread with your dev team and our customer team and chat about what your environment looks like and what you could expect. You could also start with the free one and run it as a test and see what it does for you.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I want to dig deeper on that. You said you have a Bazaar Voice integration.
Yeah.
So is that like an easy button, or is it pretty tough to connect our reviews through you to Bazaar Voice to then Walmart?
Easy button. Yeah.
Easy button. Okay,
easy button. Yeah. So you would sign up for your Stamped account. You would sign up for the Bazaar Voice account. It depends on the Bazaar Voice account's pricing structure where you land with them. But how the integration works is that it pushes your Stamped reviews to Bazaar Voice, and then Bazaar Voice pushes them to those different marketplaces. So they are in Walmart, they're in Best Buy, they're in all of those leading ones that aren't Amazon, essentially. And that's how you would get all of your reviews pushed. It is just like the Google one, it's just the one-way push. It's not the two-way bi-directional.
That works. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question as well. If we were to use two review kind of softwares side by side. So for example, sticking with Trustpilot for company reviews and using Stamped for product reviews, would that work? I'm
Yes.
just looking at contract time. If we don't have the module for product reviews, so we want to use that out of Stamped and keep the company reviews out of Trustpilot, they work alongside each other. There wouldn't be a conflict there.
Yeah, you can do both. And we do have people who do both. There's some people who will use Stamp for reviews and other products for loyalty. There's some people who will split it up and do their site reviews through Trustpilot, the rest through Stamp. It's whatever works best for your business. We would love to offer everything to you in a full suite, but I also understand that functionality is really important and making sure that all the right features for your business are there.
Okay, thank you.
And Melanie, wherever you are, it sounds delightful. We can hear all the birds behind you.
That's because it's the first sunny days. So I've come back from work to join and decided to sit in the garden.
Okay, so I will definitely need, if possible, like if you can send me the link to integration page, which seems to be easy to find on your website. Number two, if you can send me this URL for the demo that you show me. I mean, if it's public, is it available publicly?
The store that I showed
Yeah,
you is,
yeah.
the back end is not.
No, just I just need the front end.
Yeah.
And also, you said that you have amazing content in terms of like a best practices for this, for the like a reward program.
Yeah.
Somewhere on your knowledge base, maybe I can take it and have to combine this as part of this content afterwards.
Absolutely.
on
I'll
our
send you
blog.
our blog. I'll send you our
Yeah.
webinar. And then we also have a value calculator. So it will look at what are your earnings right now from your loyalty programs, how many average orders are you
Mhm.
doing, and then it will tell you how much that you could expect to
Okay.
earn from a loyalty program.
Okay. Let's see if there's anyone else. I think we're good.
I'm
Awesome.
sold, Paul. Let's set it up.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean, I will explore this demo store myself for a little bit as well. Again, I don't want to like, that's a good presentation. I will give you like my feedback. I love this, reward points stuff, and like it's more or less like affiliate system. I mean, out of the box, and it's kind of combined together. Should play well. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us. You have my contact information, and then you all have Paul's contact information. And I'll make sure that I CC Annette too on any questions she can line up, any of the partner side of things.
Yeah. And if you can also send the slides just in case, or link to the slides. Okay.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Well,
sounds good then. Thank you everyone who joined today.
Thanks,
Appreciate your
everyone.
time.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.